As I'm trying to work on bigger video projects, I decided for this week's video that I should talk about something near and dear to my heart. The Animaniacs Geography song is rather a bad geography song. Now, why would I criticize a song from a funny kid show that aired all the way back in 1993? Honestly, considering how nitpicky I was over Yugoslavian partition maps in Hearts of Iron 4, you all should know how stupidly serious I take false geography by now. Yakko's World is a song in which the Animaniac character Yakko lists off the countries of the world. The song continues to be popular on YouTube for nostalgia, and there are people who claim this song helped them learn geography, which is both heartwarming and heart attack inducing. In addition, with the Animaniacs apparently being revived for a new series on Hulu, they released updated lyrics to the song since many things in the world have changed since 1993. However, it doesn't help that much. Overall, the song includes many non-countries and leaves out many others, so in the interest of being way too picky over a geography song, I will go over both versions of the song and point out how inaccurate they are. Since I cannot sing at all, I will merely read the lyrics, but obviously I'm going to keep the same flow of the song since I will admit it's a very catchy song. So we're going to go verse by verse and start with the 1993 original. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador too. Now, I can understand wanting to keep a rhyme for the song, but Caribbean is not a country. It's a set of islands, and Cuba is one of them. You can also say Greenland isn't technically a country either, but it's enough of an autonomous entity that I could forgive that one. Moving on. Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still, Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, and French Guiana, and Barbados, and Guam. So, Puerto Rico, Bermuda, and Guam are all essentially colonies, not countries. French Guiana is an overseas department of France, kind of like how Alaska is to the United States, so that's not a country either. In addition, Tobago is an island. That's a part of the country Trinidad and Tobago. But the worst thing about these two stanzas is San Juan, which is not a country, colony, or even an island, but rather a city. In fact, San Juan is the capital of Puerto Rico mentioned earlier in the stanza. Why they included it, I don't know. Norway and Sweden, and then Iceland and Finland, and Germany now in one piece. Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey, and Greece. Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman, Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq, and Iran, then there's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen's, Kuwait, and Bahrain, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Portugal, France, England, Denmark, and Spain. So the first thing to note is Czechoslovakia actually split apart on the first day of 1993, but animating an episode can actually be a months-long process, so I'm actually not going to knock off points for this. However, both Yemens unified together in 1990, years before this episode. I can also forgive Scotland and England due to the complicated country-inside-a-country situation of the United Kingdom, although I would have preferred the United Kingdom instead. But now we need to move on to the worst stanza of the song. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan, Kampuchea, Malaysia, then Bangladesh, Asia, and China, Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Laos, Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, then Borneo and Vietnam, Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana. Kampuchea was the former name of Cambodia until 1990. Then the song just says Asia. Asia. Asia is an entire continent, not a country. The song even goes on to mention multiple Asian countries right afterwards. Then, of course, it mentions Tibet, which hasn't been a country since 1950. Then the song mentions Indonesia, but then also states Sumatra, Borneo, and New Guinea, of which 2.5 of those islands are in fact not countries, but a part of Indonesia. Either way, this is definitely one of the worst stanzas of the song. But moving on. Burundi, Lesotho, and Malawi and Togo, the Spanish Sahara is gone. Niger, Nigeria, Chad and Liberia, Egypt, Benin and Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya and Mali, Sierra Leone and Algiers, Dahomey, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire. This verse is mostly accurate except for Dahomey, which changed its name to Benin many years before this song. However, Zaire would be accurate for 1993, as that didn't change until 1997. Oh yeah, and Algiers is a city, and you already mentioned Algeria. Moving on. Ethiopia, Guinea, Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda, Mahore and Cayman, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Yugoslavia, Crete, Mauritania, the Transylvania, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Malta, and Palestine, Fiji, Australia, Sudan. Oh boy, so where to begin here? So Yugoslavia was mostly broken up, but was still technically the name for Serbia and Montenegro until 2003, so that's fine. However, Mahore, also known as Mayotte, and Cayman are colonies for France and Britain respectively, and since it's 1993, Hong Kong would fall under that as well. Abu Dhabi is a city and not a country, Crete is an island and not a country, and they say Transylvania. Transylvania hasn't been a country in centuries, and even as any political entity, it last existed in 1866 as a principality of the Habsburg Empire. This is by far the most outdated country on the list. Palestine is a tricky subject, and half the world says it's a country, while the other half does not, so I won't criticize over that. So, the 1993 song, while being very catchy, is also horrifyingly inaccurate. You had colonies, island cities, and an entire continent named as countries, when they're obviously not. It also left out a lot of countries too, which I can forgive more than getting false countries, but it's still something to note. But let's be fair here. There is an updated 2017 version, and we can see if that fixes any mistakes. However, the updated version does not fix any of the mistakes, but rather it just adds a new verse. So at the very least, we have a chance to add newer countries, or maybe countries they missed the first time. So let's see what happens. Montenegro and Bosnia-Herzegovina, the Soviet Union is gone. South Africa, Georgia, Moldova, Latvia, Belarus, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, hey, Kazakhstan, hey, then there's Tajikistan too, hey, Turkmenistan, hey, Kyrgyzstan, Armenia, Tonga, Palau, Lithuania, Serbia, Kosovo, US Samoa, the Balkans, Brunei, Macau, then Crimea, then Eritrea, Ukraine, Estonia, and here's Macedonia, New Caledonia, Eastern Slavonia, Ivory Coast and Cape Verde, Andorra, the Solomon Islands, Dubai, goodbye. Alright, so ignoring the fact that it still has the same mistakes with the original song, and newer mistakes since it's moved on from 1993 to 2017, when this newer version came out, this new stanza has several notable mistakes. First off, it's Moldova, not Moldovia. However, at least this verse mentions many of the former Soviet countries. However, it also adds US Samoa, which is a colony, Macau, which was unified with China and Portugal in 1999, and New Caledonia, which is a French overseas department. Crimea, meanwhile, is controlled by Russia, or legally Ukrainian, neither of which means it's its own country. Then it goes on to say that the Balkans as a whole, which is a region, not a country. Then it lists Dubai, which, like Abu Dhabi mentioned in an earlier verse of the song, is a city, not a country, and both are a part of the United Arab Emirates. The weirdest addition, however, is Eastern Slavonia, which has never been a country. The closest it really got was during the breakup of Yugoslavia in the 1990s. There was this weird wartime entity called Eastern Slavonia, Baranya, and Western Smyrnia, but even if that was a country, it certainly didn't exist in 2017. And overall, it's just a really weird and bizarre choice to add to a song. So the new version of the song, while adding some countries, didn't really change that the song is overall a rather bad geography song, at least by my standards. Of course, I do take geography way too seriously. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell if you want to see more videos, and you can also support this channel with my Patreon. Thank you all for watching.